on 767 News. Marigot seawall to receive attention following provision of estimates. Leader of the opposition calls on government for the amendment of the Melville Hall Act and government to launch fisheries program in Point Michel, while 100 farmers will benefit from BAM plantlet program. In sports, CONCACAF expresses concern over arrest of FIFA officials on bribe allegations. Welcome to 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source. I am Alicia George. Join me for the latest stories and developments happening across Dominica after this break.
A test of character, a test of focus, a test of will, a test of resilience, a test of courage.
Dominica, it's on. West Indies versus Australia, June 3rd to 7th at Windsor Park.
Tell them that it's on.
Thanks for joining me on tonight's edition of 767 News. In tonight's newscast, designs are being finalized and estimates submitted to the Technical Division of the Ministry of Public Works and Ports as measures are taken to resolve the issue of sea surges east of the Douglas Charles Airport in Marigot. In January of 2015, protest action erupted in Marigot, resulting from lack of action taken to resolve rising sea levels along the frequently commuted highway. On Wednesday, during Parliament proceedings, Honourable Minister responsible for Public Works and Ports, Ian Pinard, told parliamentarians that the ministry has sought input from a marine professional on the matter. Rehabilitation of the 400-metre sea wall comes at a cost of 26 million EC, with work expected to begin on the first 100 metres of the sea wall at a cost of 5 million.
That's a significant sum of money, Madam Speaker. In fact, the total construction sum of that wall that we placed there is $30 million. So it's a very expensive venture. The work will comprise a combination of concrete, tetrapods and natural rock to increase the level of ventment and wave energy dissipation. However, a 100 meters section of the affected area has been identified for works at a cost of $5 million. Further section of the road with pounding water have been identified for necessary road rehabilitation.
Minister Pinard said the proposed works are intended to eliminate the pounding of water in that area and to increase the flow of water to the drains. The first phase of the project is expected to be completed between 10 to 12 months after start date and will form part of the portfolio of projects under the Ministry of Public Works and Ports. The minister also explained that this type of issue does not only exist in the community of Marigot.
That this is a problem not only in Marigot, but we have this problem right here in Kenfield, where you have heavy seas. Right in Point Michel, right in my constituency in Point Michel, and Soufriere, Scott said, and also in Jubic. So it's not new, and it's not a isolated area in Marigot only, but it's all over when you have high sea surge.
A commencement date for the rehabilitation of the Marigot seawall will be announced as soon as estimates are put together. And 100 farmers in Dominica will have the chance to participate in a plantlet program under the Banana Accompanying Measures BAM, where 20,000 plantlets will be available for their use. In the first instance, 20 farmers, 10 in Casa Bruce and 10 in the Calabishi, Woodford Hill and Wesley area, will be engaged in the pilot program. Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt said the plantlets made available are those in demand across the Caribbean region.
They come from a country that purchases a large, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of bananas every year, France. And this is an advice given to us by technical people. We didn't advise ourselves. The Minister of Agriculture didn't advise himself on that. We were purely advised by experts in the field. That this is the variety the market is demanding, This is, they believe, will do well in our climatic conditions, because it's doing excellent in Martinique and Guadeloupe.
Prime Minister Skerrit pointed out that Martinique and Guadeloupe were two of the countries highly infested with the black sigatoka banana disease. An additional 40,000 plantlets will be made available to farmers following the success of the pilot program.
We're working with fair trade very well, and our hope is that farmers can push it, and once we can push it, we'll also bring another 40,000 plantlets, because the program is for 60,000 plantlets. We'll bring another 40,000 plantlets very soon to deal with the additional farmers, because I think we targeted 100 farmers. Is correct? 100 farmers under the program.
Prime Minister Skerrit said his government is aware of the importance of banana crops to Dominica, particularly as it relates to food security. He said there is large domestic and regional markets that Dominica can export the crop to once the produce is of good quality and there is consistency in the quantity required. The Prime Minister said a number of farmers have received support from the Ministry of Agriculture through inputs, planting material, fertilizer, and other pesticides. In other news, leader of the opposition United Workers' Party, Honorable Lennox Linton, has called for a legislative change to be made for the once Melville Hall Airport to officially be called the Douglas Charles Airport. In Parliament on Wednesday, the party leader referenced the law, Chapter 4701 of the revised Melville Hall Act of 1960, which addresses the management, control and supervision of the Melville Hall Airport. According to the parliamentarian, proper procedure has not yet been completed in order that the name change be recognized.
And the law at Cap 4701 of the revised laws of Dominica state that the name of that area up there where we have the airport is Melville Hall Airport. I'm aware that there is a cabinet decision dated the 7th of October 2014 to change the name of Melville Hall Airport. But having decided in cabinet to change the name of Melville Hall Airport, the responsibility fell on the members of cabinet to come to this honorable house and to amend the legislation appropriately.
Linton told members of the parliament the cabinet decision to rename the airport is not reflected in the Melville Hall Airport Act.
It is regrettable that for such a large cabinet, so many members of the cabinet sitting in this honorable house, no one since October, November, December of 2004, January, February, March, April, May, 8 months, no one member could have pointed out to the Prime Minister, we need now to take this cabinet decision and make it law, so that the gentlemen we want to honor, Rosie Douglas, Pierre Charles, would be honored indeed.
The UWP leader said as it stands, the state is illegally referring to the Melville Hall Airport as the Douglas Charles Airport. The Melville Hall Airport was renamed the Douglas Charles Airport on October 27, 2014, based on a cabinet decision by the government of Dominica in honor of the outstanding contributions of former Prime Ministers Rosie Douglas and Pierre Charles in initiating the transformation of Dominica's economy during the worst economic recession in nearly 100 years. Just when one would have thought the scare was over following the chikungunya virus and Ebola concerns, another disease is on the horizon. The Ministry of Health and Environment is alerting the public of the threat of an emerging mosquito-borne viral disease named Zika, which is new to the Americas and presently threatening to spread to the Caribbean amidst an outbreak in Brazil. The Zika virus is transmitted by the bite of an infected Aedes aegypti mosquito, the same mosquito known to transmit chikungunya and dengue. The Zika virus symptoms are similar to those of dengue and chikungunya and include fever, joint and muscle pain, red eyes, headache, weakness, rash, swelling of the lower limbs, and to a lesser extent vomiting, diarrhea or abdominal pain. 767 News understands that symptoms usually appear after the incubation period of 3 to 12 days following the bite of an infected mosquito and lasts 4 to 7 days. No deaths due to the Zika virus have been recorded worldwide to date. The Ministry of Health and Environment, however, is urging the public to play their part to prevent mosquito breeding and take personal responsibility to help to reduce any possibility of the introduction of the Zika virus into the island. There is no specific vaccine or treatment for the virus, hence prevention is vital. The National Pest and Termites Control has already begun placing alustide in the utility ducts in Roseau, in addition to fogging island-wide. The National Public Health Response and Surveillance Team is on high alert and has begun reviewing and refining management strategies and guidelines which will shape the ministry's response in the event of the disease surfacing in Dominica. Up next, PM satisfied with preparatory work for the construction of a new 5-star luxury hotel and government to launch Fisher's program in Point Michelle. These and other stories when 767 News returns.
Are you into keeping fit and maintaining a healthy lifestyle? Well, tell us about it in the Quartz Fitness Selfie Competition. Take a selfie while you work out and post it to our Facebook or Twitter pages at Quartz Dominica. Write a few lines about how you keep fit along with your picture and get a chance to win prizes each week. Your access word is #Quartz Fitness. Competition runs May 22nd to June 5th. So go ahead, keep fit and stay fit with Quartz, bringing value home.
Play Daily 3 and get a chance to win daily cash from $20 to $100. For every $9 or more spent on Daily 3, you get a chance to win daily cash instantly. Up to $100 cash daily for 6 weeks. The more you spend, the more tickets you get, the better your chances of winning every day. Plus, there's a chance to win a refrigerator if you receive an entry form. Take a chance to win instant cash all day, all week for 6 weeks with Daily 3 Daily Cash promotion. Only from the Dominica National Lottery.
Welcome back. Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, has expressed his satisfaction with the progress of preparatory work for the construction of a new 5-star luxury hotel in the north of Dominica. Plans for the construction of the luxury hotel through Range Developments under the Kempinski brand are said to be at the advanced stage, with consultancy on pre-operational research set to take place in June. On November 7, 2014, the government of Dominica signed a memorandum of understanding with Range Developments for the construction of a luxury hotel in the north of Dominica. Thus far, schematic construction designs have been approved by Kempinski and necessary legal and administrative requirements have been honored. The development, which will be on the borders of the Cabritz National Park, is set to hold 131 rooms and is an approved project under the Citizenship by Investment Program. Prime Minister Skerrit said, and I quote, "The government of the Commonwealth of Dominica is the custodian of the natural heritage and resources of the country. We therefore take our responsibility to protect and preserve our natural assets very seriously. We are encouraged by the environmentally responsible approach that Range Developments has demonstrated so far in building a luxury resort in the proximity of the picturesque and historic Cabritz National Park." End quote. The Dominica Labour Party government is committed to attracting private foreign direct investment in the tourism sector and will continue to improve the infrastructure that is essential for tourism development. And Parliamentary Representative of the Point Michelle constituency, Honorable Ian Pinard, says that the Dominica Labour Party government will soon launch a Fisher program in the community of Point Michelle, where a number of unemployed young men will benefit. He said this is one of a series of initiatives designed at encouraging young people to further develop their skills, become entrepreneurs, and to engage in positive activities.
Some of these initiatives and programs are: 1. A Fisher's program, which will start next month. This is a program funded by the government of Dominica, where $250,000 will be put aside to construct 8 to 10 fiberglass 20-feet boats and to purchase outboard motors for those boats. These boats will be handed to our young men who want to have fishing as their career.
Honorable Pinard said the Fishers program will be issued on a contractual basis of 3 years, where they are required to pay monthly installments of $350. Minister Pinard said this is geared at giving encouragement to young fishermen between the ages of 18 and 45 who are interested in fishing as a career.
Number 2, You have the renovations of hard court and playing fields to encourage the involvement in sports. We are now renovating the Soufriere playing field and also renovating the Scottsdale hard court. Very soon, we'll be working on the Point Michel playing field and hard court in the coming months. Scholarships to our students. We have already given several scholarships and we will continue to do so both at the Dominica State College and universities worldwide.
The minister said the initiative also includes educational assistance to primary and secondary school students and the opening of resource centers.
I'm committed to restoring the confidence of our young people in our communities and giving them an opportunity to achieve their goals. I want us as a community to stop labeling our youth, even those who have made bad choices, as it is important that we encourage them to make better ones and to give them second and sometimes third chances in life.
Moving along, Kalinago Minister Honorable Cassius Daru says the government has been making strides in improving the lives of women on the island. Honorable Daru, who made the statement during the opening ceremony of Africa Day celebrations, said this has been ongoing in areas of policy and legislation, the work of the Bureau of Gender Affairs, investment in health and education, housing, job creation, and social care programs.
I've placed a great deal of emphasis on women, ensuring that our women participate in these programs and derive the benefits necessary. The creation of a special ministry, the Ministry of Social Services, Family and Gender Affairs, allows for greater fusion of government's focus and intervention directed at women and family.
Honorable Daru said Africa Day, observed worldwide on May 25th, provides the opportunity to reflect on the progress made in Dominica and in Africa. He said it is also a day to celebrate various aspects of Dominica's culture, some of which originates from Africa.
Africa Dress Day is being observed for the second time here in Dominica, and I encourage our women, men, children, youths, and persons of all facets of society to participate. Wear your African outfits with pride. Be proud of your identity. Be proud of who you are. It is very important that our women and youths embrace our African heritage.
Africa Dress Day is scheduled for Friday, May 29th.
As a representative of the Kalinago people, I can tell you that we have been doing great deals of work in many different spheres to promote a positive Kalinago identity and culture. This includes the Kalinago Week celebration, the changing of the name from Carib to Kalinago, establishment of networks to represent the Kalinago image and identity. We are doing our best to remind society that history has failed to salute us. And so, as African descents, we need to do that too.
Minister Daru said the Kalinago people represent true living icons of unity in diversity, which embrace the general culture of African descent. According to the minister, the Kalinago people had a significant role to play in the survival of African descendants, making them also proud to celebrate Africa Day.
As we celebrate progress made here in Dominica and in Africa, let us commit ourselves to continue to work to improve the quality of life of our people. Let us commit ourselves to a robust development agenda that touches the lives of everyone. A development agenda that includes women empowerment and development. And may I add, as we continue in the journey for the further development of our country, we must be mindful of certain facets in society that may be trying to destabilize our very own African community right here in Dominica.
Other activities for the Africa Day celebrations include a drumming exposition titled Drums in the City, and that will take place in Roseau on May 30th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, a market fair and exhibition in Dailies from 6 a.m., cultural performances from 12 noon, and a Africa fashion extravaganza from 8 p.m. Africa Day celebrations will climax on Sunday, May 31st with a football match at Benjamin's Park in Portsmouth. And that's it for local news. The latest in sports is coming up next with Larry LaRocque, so stay tuned.
Pay nothing for 90 days at Courts Now. Yes, shop at Courts Now and pay absolutely nothing down and nothing further for 90 days. That's no payment until August 2015. Plus, enjoy reductions throughout the store on a wide range of products. You've got to move and head to Courts, because this offer's for 5 days only. Then it's gone. Nothing down and nothing to pay for 90 days. Only at Courts.
Accurate, dependable. We go where others have not gone before. We bring you in-depth reporting on the stories that matter. Tune in weeknights from 8:30 p.m. to 767 News, with repeats at 10:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. the following morning. 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source. Only on Digital Play TV, Channel 3.
Good evening and welcome to 767 Sports. In tonight's coverage, we begin with football. The Confederation of North Central America and the Caribbean Association of Football, CONCACAF, is deeply concerned by Wednesday's development in the arrest of several international football officials, including those belonging to CONCACAF. The Confederation said they will continue to cooperate with the authorities to its fullest capacity. At present, CONCACAF is not in any position to comment further on the specific allegations, which have been referred to the appropriate legal counsel through the pertinent channels. CONCACAF continues to operate in the ordinary course of business, hosting all its upcoming tournaments in a successful and timely manner, including the 2015 CONCACAF Gold Cup. In cricket, with pitches in the West Indies being criticized after the latest Test series in the Caribbean, West Indies Cricket Board WICB President Dave Cameron is hoping for better days. Those days, Cameron believes, are already underway, with 2 of the 3 pitches in that series accounting for results. While the first test in Antigua ended in a draw, a result was on the cards until the very last few overs. Combined, the 3 matches, Cameron believes, show an improvement in pitches despite criticism. The WICB president was also quick to point out that the request for faster pitches, after some called the ones presented against England graveyards, while understandable against England, it is not such a good idea for Australia, who play the West Indies in the Caribbean in a month's time. The pitches for the touring Australians at Sabina Park and at Windsor Park, Cameron said, should give the West Indies a fighting chance against one of the best bowling attacks in the world. In the meantime, though, a bid to improve the pitches in the West Indies is actively being undertaken. And in football, at the end of the round-robin stage of the Dominica Football Association Sports Division Secondary Schools Girls League, 8 teams are through to the playoffs round. Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Football Association, Gerald Judge, has more details.
In Zone A, the Dominica Grammar School top points table is 9 points, with Wesley High School in second place on 6 points, and Pierre Secondary third on 3 points. The Dominica State College are on top in Zone B with 9 points, Goodwill Secondary in second place with 6 points, and Orion Academy third on 3 points. Zone C is the only zone with 2 teams qualifying, with Portsmouth Secondary on top with 6 points and Isaiah Thomas Secondary in second place on 3 points. Topping the goal scoring, Romelcia Philip of DGS and Donisha Xavier of PSS tied with 7 goals, with Michelin Morgan of IPSS and Sherin Henderson of DSC tied in second place with 6 goals.
Meanwhile, the quarterfinals will begin on Friday, May 29th, with Isaiah Thomas Secondary taking on the Dominica State College at Lindo Park. On Monday, June 1st, Dominica Grammar School will face the Orion Academy, also at Lindo Park, while on Tuesday, June 2nd, Goodwill Secondary will battle Wesley High School at the Barfest State Playing Field, while at the Lindo Park, Pierre Charles Secondary will feature against the Portsmouth Secondary School. All matches will begin at 2 p.m. And that's it for tonight's sportscast. Tune in again tomorrow for more sports.
That was Larry with the latest in sports. Now for a recap of tonight's headline stories. Marigot Seawall to receive attention following provision of estimates. Leader of the opposition calls on government for the amendment of the Melville Hall Act and government to launch Fisher's program in Point Michelle, while 100 farmers will benefit from palm plantlet program. In sports, CONCAFA expresses concern over arrest of FIFA officials on bribe allegation. And that's all the time we have for now. Until tomorrow, drop us an email at media@767news.dm. Friend us on Facebook and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us on the 767 News production team, I'm Alicia George, wishing you a wonderful evening and thanks for watching.